CHMA.
The time is 9 o'clock. You're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements. And it is Tuesday, January the 13th. Oh, that was the worst start I've ever had. I just got something. But it is live radio, folks. It's January the 13th, a Tuesday. We don't have a local story, but you can check chmafm.com. Clinton's posted two as of yesterday. And plus, we also have a new edition where we welcome Tui Lee, who is our community media intern, will be posting events each Sunday evening, so you can get your week started by having a sense of some of the things that are coming up. It's usually not exhaustive, the list of events, because by Monday people are posting new things that are coming up in just a few days, so we do update that post, so bookmark it and keep checking in on it. But we have some local briefs now prepared for you by our community mentor editor, Katie Tower. The Sackville Swim Club is piloting a new program this month designed to help children and youth on the autism spectrum become more comfortable and safe in the water. The specialized swimming instruction program uses evidence-based teaching methods with certified instructors providing one-on-one support in a safe and understanding environment. The program's primary focus is drowning prevention through vital water safety skills. Participants will learn essential safety rules through the 6-week program, including always waiting for permission before entering the water, never swimming alone, and recognizing water hazards. The program's adaptive teaching approach is expected to help swimmers build confidence and competence through skills such as floating, climbing along pool sides, safe deck walking, and comfort in deep water. The patient individualized approach aims at addressing water anxiety, accommodating sensory needs, and celebrates each swimmer's progress at their own pace. The Autism Swim Program is geared towards youngsters aged 5 to 16 and gets underway on January 17th. To register, visit sackvilleswimclub.ca. And the community is showing its support for the 12 Sackville firefighters who recently turned in their pagers, with local residents organizing a peaceful protest ahead of tonight's council meeting. Our firefighters have been asking for fair treatment and safer work conditions for some time, and unfortunately their concerns have not been meaningfully addressed. As a result, many of our firefighters have felt they had no choice but to step away, Brianne Wheaton says in her event post on Facebook, asking people to come out for the protest to stand with their local firefighters. In a written statement released on January the 8th, the firefighters explained the decision to step away from the workplace was due to ongoing concerns related to management, workplace safety, and harassment that had been raised repeatedly but not adequately addressed. They say the move was not a resignation but a way to underscore to their employer the seriousness of the situation and the need for prompt, effective intervention. The firefighters have accepted an invitation to meet with the Tantramars Chief Administrative Officer Jennifer Bourne, who reached out to them following a closed-door meeting with Council last Wednesday to discuss their concerns. The peaceful protest in support of the firefighters is expected to get underway on Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. outside of Town Hall. Everyone is invited to join in. This will be a peaceful, respectful demonstration to show our council that our community values those who protect us, states Wheaton. This is about our community safety and standing up for those who serve us. And Mount Allison University is hosting the 2026 Pratt Visiting Artist Lecture today, Tuesday, January 13th, featuring Indigenous artist and researcher Jackson Two Bears. The talk gets underway at 7 p.m. at the Moiter Fancy Theatre and is free and open to both university and community members. A reception will follow in the Purdy Crawford Center for the Arts Foyer. Two Bears will speak about his current solo practice, including new projects exploring land-based artificial intelligence, community collaboration, and Indigenous-led approaches to emerging technologies. His recent work spans ceramics, environmental sensing, and immersive media grounded in language, land, and traditional teaching. The lecture is presented by the Pierre Lassonde School of Fine Arts as part of the Pratt Visiting Artist Lecture Series, which brings leading artists to campus to share their work and ideas with the wider community. More information is available by contacting finearts@mta.ca. And let's move on to some Atlantic news brought to you by the Canadian Press. Air Canada says an investigation is underway after a crew member on a recent flight from Toronto to Moncton was accidentally locked in the plane's cargo hold before it took off. An airline spokesperson says it happened on December 13th on Air Canada Flight 1502 when the doors to the plane were inadvertently closed while the ground crew member was inside. The spokesperson says the aircraft returned to the gate when the incident was discovered, with tracking website FlightAware saying the flight was cancelled. No injuries were reported. And 3 people are facing charges in a fraud investigation involving fuel cards in New Brunswick. New Brunswick RCMP say at least 5 different Government of New Brunswick fuel cards were fraudulently used in the Nekawak area, noting the total loss was more than $6,000. Mounties say 2 men and a woman were arrested on January 5th in Brantville and are set to appear in a court at a later date. They also believe there may be more cards in use and are asking anyone with information to please contact them. And a southwestern Nova Scotia municipality says it will review its dog control bylaws after the death of a 13-year-old boy attacked by 3 dogs. Drew Nickerson was attacked by a Rottweiler and 2 Cane Corsos as he rode his bike in the community of Welshtown on January 3rd. He died 2 days later at the Halifax Hospital. The municipality of Sherburne says it recognizes Nickerson's death has raised concerns among residents. In response, the municipality says it will launch a review of its dog control bylaw to ensure it's up to modern standards for public safety and animal control. And Halifax is warning commuters that the elderly ferry service is running on a reduced schedule. As of Monday, service between downtown Halifax and Dartmouth will run every 30 minutes at peak times on weekdays, down from the regular 15 minutes. The city says a reduction is needed to repair one of the ferries that broke down last week. Parts are needed for the fix, and it's not known when regular service will be restored. And 2 Nova Scotia men are facing charges of trafficking cocaine after more than 800 grams of the drug was recovered during a police search. RCMP officers in Cape Breton say they executed a search warrant at a residence in Sydney last week. During the search, officers say they found drug paraphernalia and approximately $3,500 in cash. The men are set to appear in court in March. And finally, entrepreneurs in Cape Breton have a new place to help kickstart their businesses. The Cape Breton Business Innovation Centre officially opened its doors yesterday in Sydney. The aim is to bring mentorship, programming, and shared workspaces together, helping startups and other businesses reduce cost, find funding, and grow their operations. The provincial and federal governments are putting a combined $1.3 million towards the new centre. And this is actually the last one. Excuse me. A PEI peat moss company is monitoring a pile of shavings on its property after it caught fire on Monday morning. Gulf Island peat moss says the pile ignited spontaneously in Foxley River, about 50 kilometers southwest of Summerside. Officials say at its peak, the fire was about 30 meters high and 30 meters wide. The company's peat bog is in Western PEI caught fire back in 2024 and smoldered for about 3 weeks. And that is your CHMA Atlantic update. And I'll give you a weather report while we're at it as well. The temperature outside is currently observed as -2. Wind chill -6. Not as bad as yesterday, but still kind of chilly out there. Today you can expect a mix of sun and cloud with wind southwest 20, a high of +2. Wind chill -15 this morning, becoming cloudy later this evening. A few rain showers and flurries beginning before morning. Wind is southwest 20, becoming south 20, gusting to 40 overnight with a low of -3, with temperature rising to +1 by morning. Wind chill -9 this evening. For Wednesday, January the 14th, a few showers ending late in the morning, then mainly cloudy. Wind south 30 kilometers an hour, gusting to 50, becoming southwest 20, up to 40. A high of 7 tomorrow, and tomorrow night, rain with a low of +4. For Thursday, the 15th of January, showers with a high of +5. Cloudy on Thursday night with a 6% chance of rain showers or flurries with a low of -12. Sunny again on Friday with a high of -7. Cloudy periods with a 6% chance of flurries coming in on Friday night. Low of -8. Cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries and a high of -1 on Saturday the 17th. Cloudy periods on Saturday night with a low of -7. And those cloudy periods with a 60% chance of flurries will continue into Sunday night with a low of -2. A high of -2. And on Sunday night, flurries with low of -7. That will continue into Monday with a high of -4. So we are teetering around the 0 point, and some rain coming in. Could be turning into snow by Thursday night, but then after Friday, it looks like we are in for another bit of snow. They don't say how much, but snow straight from Friday night into Monday. All right, that is your CHMA weather update. Let's find out what the sports were like over the weekend. Coming up next, we have Brian Nielsen with your CHMA. Oh, just give me 1 second. Here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA sports update right after a station ID from Harry Manx.
Hi, this is Harry Manx. You're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM, Voice of the Marshes.
The final game of Wild Card Weekend happened last night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with the Houston Texans visiting the Steelers, and the Houston Texans absolutely dominating the Steelers. A close game at half, the 7-6 score turned into a Houston blowout. The final with the thanks to 2 defensive touchdowns, 30-6 for the Texans. They'll be moving on to face off against the New England Patriots in the next round of the NFL playoffs. In the NBA, last night, just 7 games going down, including the second game of the back-to-back between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors. 76ers get the W with a 115-102 victory over Toronto, but former Toronto Raptor Kyle Lowry did make it onto the court to celebrate his career as he's looking to finish up this season with one final appearance in Toronto. Utah Jazz on the road, they defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers 123-112. It was the Pacers by a bucket over the visiting Boston Celtics 98-96. Mavericks beat the Nets at home 113-105. It was the Kings by a dozen over the Los Angeles Lakers 124-112, and another 8-point victory for the Los Angeles Clippers over the visiting Charlotte Hornets. NHL last night, we had a bunch of games happening to tell you about. The Florida Panthers, they defeat the Buffalo Sabres 4-3 final there in upstate New York. As well, we also had the Carolina Hurricanes. They were in action against the Detroit Red Wings on the road. Red Wings with the 4-3 victory as well. In overtime, a 4-2 victory for the Seattle Kraken over the New York Rangers in Madison Square Garden. It was a 5-2 final for the Lightning over the Flyers in Pittsburgh. Canadians double up the Canucks in downtown Montreal 6-3. Devils by 3 as well over the Minnesota Wild on the road. New Jersey with that victory. The Oilers beat Chicago in Chicago 4-1 final there. Took overtime for the Toronto Maple Leafs to defeat the Colorado Avalanche out in Denver 4-3 there for the Leafs. And finally, it was the Dallas Stars with a 3-1 victory over the Los Angeles Kings. And finally, staying on the ice and keeping it local, the Tenshamar Titans boys hockey team went to face off against Harrison Trimble last night, and the Titans tumbled. They get shut out and come back to Sackville on the wrong side of a 7-0 loss.
Hey folks, if you're looking for a way to spend your Saturdays, Duckies is hosting open mic night every other Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. Bring your acoustic music, poetry, comedy, or whatever creative spark you've got and take the stage, or just sit back and soak up the vibes with your friends. That's open mic night at Duckies, celebrating local voices and good energy. See you there.
Okay, let's get into some community updates. Thanks for that, Ashna. And I am going to run over and check out the socials for Tantramar and see if there's anything coming up. We got a landslide of events coming up for you. We've got Twee working on it. We've got Siley working on it. And everybody is excited to be doing things in the new year. So there's a lot going down. And that is CHMA is the best place to find out all those things that are happening. Let's take a quick look. No big updates from Tantramar municipality. They do want you to know that EOS Eco Energy is presenting a climate risk discussion over in Dorchester. That's coming up this Friday, January 16th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Dorchester Veterans Community Hall. And the big question is, how is changing climate impacting you? So this is a risk mapping activity. This discussion will help inform Tantramar's climate change risk assessment and adaptation planning. There's going to be refreshments and door prizes, and they ask if you're going to go, please RSVP. And they have a QR code on the social. They got a link there, but you can just email climatechange@eosecoenergy.com, and you can get more information by that, and just let them know that you're going to be showing up. And also, Tantramar, just last week, the media release that you may have heard about for the Sackville Fire and Rescue operations, that is still up on their socials. And of course, they're letting you know about the big talk that everyone is talking about tomorrow night, the NB Power Public Information Session that is presented by the Tantramar Climate Change Advisory Committee. It's going to be Wednesday at Crabtree, and that is 7 to 9:30 p.m. Crabtree is the building attached, just by a roof, but attached by the breezeway to the Mount Allison Library. And there's 2 doors to get into Crabtree on a ground level, and both those doors will take you to the auditorium where it is an auditorium, but it's not a very big room. If you did plan on getting there, I would suggest arriving earlier than 7. 6:30 would probably be the time, and I think I've heard that the doors open at 6:15. And also they mentioned that the Veterans Memorial Civic Center is running in the Craft Hockeyville competition, which is a national program that celebrates community arenas and awards $250,000 for facility improvements. If you want to support the Tantramar Civic Center and help it win, then you can visit hockeyville.craftheinz.com, search up Tantramar Civic Center, and then you can let them know what is it? You just what the Civic Center means to you. They're asking you to share a story, a photo, or a reaction. And it is this week is the Christmas Tree Collection Week, January 12th. And of course, that is coming from Eco 360. My tree was not picked up, and neither was the Reifenstein's tree either. So they're working their way through it that's over on Charlotte Street. But that's the word that municipality put out. So it does say Zone 2. I don't know what Zone 2 is, but I can look that up and get back to you in just a little bit. I assume that's all of Sackville because they don't have another week mentioned. But I'll look it up and I'll get back to you. Just a quick survey just to let you know about things that are happening in and around the marshes. I mentioned if you're just tuning in now, but just this week, we started a little bit in December, but now we're in a flow. And this is what we're going to do for at least the rest of the academic year. We have Twee joining us as a community media intern, and one of their projects is to be putting together a list of events that happens each week. And this is double duty. It's mostly to be honest, it is to keep the community informed, but it's also to give the CHMA hosts some fodder to talk about because, you can run out of things, believe it or not. So this helps us keep you informed. Twee is putting this out. You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You can go to chmfm.com and see this under our local news stories. It's right there on the front page. And I think that's about it. But all these are also added to our community events. So if you hear of something, then you can also just go to our community events and you'll find it there. So coming up this week, the MP Power Public Information Session that we just mentioned, dot painting down at the Painted Pony with the mandalas, dotablemandalas.com. That's a crafty project. Sounds like fun. Sackville Film Society is Sentimental Value. That was a contender for a bunch of awards at the Golden Globes. It's going to be good. It's always good at the Film Society. You don't even want to know what the film is. You just want to go. Just get the membership. Just go to the film It's always good. Yeah. The Dorchester Climate Change Risk discussion that we just talked about on Friday from EOS Eco Energy. Mount Allison Music Faculty Recital by the Marshes of Tantramar, and that is with soprano Christina Haldane and guitarist Adam Chichilti. And that is over at Brunton Auditorium, 7:30 at Brunton over at the music. And this week is Ducky's inaugural open mic night, Saturday. And that is going to be starting up early, 4 p.m. till 7 p.m. It's going to be every other Saturday. So this is going to happen this Saturday, not the Saturday after, but the Saturday after that, it's going to go down. Okay, there's a whole bunch of community updates for you. Let's move along and get some music going. I will be right back with Pacer from Marlena Moore. And that was your CHMA news. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramar's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
Unasikiliza CHMA 106.9 FM katika Sackville, New Brunswick.
Okay, there we go. It is 9:21, Tuesday, January 13th. I've got 9 minutes to take you out of the morning show. Kimmy was in at 7:30 this morning. Thank you, Kimmy, for all you do. And we have Free City Radio coming up at 10 o'clock and some amazing music taking you from 10:30 to 12. I'll be back. It is, it's Tuesday, January the 13th. Siley, we are just 7 days away from the big return, the triumphant return of Siley, who is generally a giant fireball of energy. But after a week of, sometimes it's one of those things, sometimes you take a month away from your job and you come back with more energy. And sometimes you get so excited on the vacation that you need a vacation from your vacation. So it's been a while that we've seen Siley, but hopefully I'm sure Siley's going to come back with a lot of enthusiasm and energy to get back on the radio. So that'll be next Tuesday. I can't remember if it was the 19th or 20th, but I'm pretty sure the 20th is ringing for me right now. So that's we're well on our way to the countdown to the big return of Siley. So I'll be filling in again with the 12 o'clock spot, as I have been doing for the last while. Really enjoying the noon hour, and a little reluctant to give it up. To be honest, I find great joy in doing the noon hour show, and I'm not sure why, but I like them both. I like the 8:30 to 9:30, and 12 to 1 works for me as well. What else do we have coming up on Tuesday? Well, we're having a slow return of volunteer programmers on the student side. Of course, we had a lot of folks that kept the flow going throughout the holidays. But I was excited to tune in this weekend. I'm going to go through some of the folks that we've had a big return of. Ben Place, East Coast Kickoff. And I'm reading from the log board that we have here. Everybody has to sign a sheet to say that they were on air. So since Friday, this is who's been on air on the Voice of the Marshes. Ben Place was up 11 a.m. on Friday with East Coast Kickoff moving into a new time slot. Hinka Younger came back with a da capo from 4 to 5. Finding Film with Darcy and Emma indeed was live from 7 to 8 p.m. Radio Rascal, really great show from Kylie Villeneuve. I believe it was playing soundtracks, but the movie right now is escaping me, but it starts with an A. Avatar. There we go. Playing music from the movie Avatar. We had Leona and Sophia up with basement music, and Hinka and Diego came back on Saturday. Well, Hinka had been here on Friday. Start with Saturday Night Vibes, and that was 9 to 10 on Saturday. Cece, Alexia, and Diego coming in on Sunday with Spanish Bombs at 4 p.m. And then Brian and I back on air at 7:45 on Monday morning. And we had Angie and Kiera, Let's Be Honest, live. They pre-recorded a bunch for the holidays, but they came back live, and was a great show last night. They're talking about The Shining, and it was good. It's always good. It's always good to see a fresh take on the Shining from folks that haven't seen it before. And Max and Aoka blew up all the microphones, all the speakers, all the dials were pinned with El Casadillo del Albano. And this morning, Kimmy Trin, of course, was in, as they have been, with the morning show. And that brings you to, you know who he didn't? Yeah, and Adam Porter was in last week. So, and we have a new show coming in this night, tonight, coming in tonight. The Sound of Movies from Pepin Lick, a brand new new show. Did the training last week, so you can tune into that after Selective Memory at 7 p.m. A Sound of Movies is Pepin Lick is doing a show talking about movies. So this would be our fourth show this week, where people are discussing movies, and that's great. People watch it. I watch a lot of movies. It's great to talk about those things. It's great fodder. So yeah. And we'll see. 16 Cassettes with Brooke Henniger should be on at 9 p.m., but we'll confirm that at 10 p.m. Otherwise, we have our regular hosts. Eric Gohill up from 3 to 4, Ashna up from 4 to 5, and Maya Noel up from 5 to 6. So that is a rock-solid day of good community campus radio from the Voice of the Marshes. A big shout-out to everybody that is involved. That music that I talked about, we also do that kind of thing. I'm going to play the track Pacer from Marlena Moore, and then Cameron Winter with Love Takes Miles. And, we might have played it too much. Maybe. Maybe it's just me, but I really like this song. The Barr Brothers, Canadian brothers, they were here in Moncton just a little while ago. Steve Haley was a fan of the live show. I'm a fan of this recording. I don't generally gravitate towards this style, but it is beautiful. But I recently started teaching myself how to play double bass. I can't say that I'm teaching myself now, because I'm looking into some videos and I'm digging deep into some memories of some double bass players, and I'm listening to some music. So I'm working on it myself, but with a lot of help. But the bass line in this track, Another Tangerine, holy Moses, it's really, really, really good. And I was going to mention that too earlier, if you're listening now, that there was a track that we played earlier, and it was the Dana Sippos Songs of Learning. Just listen to that thing. Look it up, give it a listen, or just keep it tuned to the Marshes. It'll probably come up in a couple of days. But a double Hammond organ solo in the middle of a song, that's crazy. Anyway, this is, as I mentioned, Marlena Moore with Pacers, the Barr Brothers, Another Tangerine, and Cameron Winter with Love Takes Miles. And that will take us through to the end of the CHMA morning show here on the Voice of the Marshes. I'll be back at noon with some local briefs, Atlantic update, news, weather, all that kind of good stuff. See you then.